All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the overlay. It's actually going to be wrong for a little bit, just because actually I did not swap out to the correct overlay. Let me also go ahead and update the player names. But Zombie Guard, why don't you go ahead and take it away with that first player introduction?
In upper right, Oz, the Red Zerg. It is Blord.
And his opponent, down on the bottom center side, is going to be the blue Terran player. It's going to be Matador.
Okay, so didn't actually notice the TDZ, but awesome. Starting it off. This is, well, the only other, I guess, really notable player that, you know, if someone just comes in Copa America and you've never seen before, is probably Suppy. And today's qualifiers. There's 4 qualifiers. Today is the 3rd qualifier. So you look at these and you probably say, oh, there's Suppy. There's one guy that I know.
Yeah.
There is also, you know, some of the names that I recognize, which is Capoch, Shakti, and I knew there was another, and Blord, of course, the guy we're casting, right? Oh, and Cham.
Cham. Oh, yeah, Cham.
Yeah, Cham.
I love watching Cham. Cham has some crazy aggressive stuff in his Zerg matchups. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the game that's kind of going on right now. We do have Hatch first coming out from. Oh man, I keep seeing Adriana Lima, but of course it is in fact Blord. Reaper opening coming out from Matador. I don't know. How do you feel about Merry-Go-Round TVZ?
Well, it's pretty notorious for being very open to Roach Hydra, in that it is so open to being Roach Hydra that you just kind of, you almost hard counter. There's not really a way to hard counter Roach Hydra. I guess if you just automatically make tanks, it's kind of hard countering it. But, you know, we see maybe some Banshee builds because a lot of times it's the 1/1 Roach into Roach Hydra, and while Banshees don't, like, stop it in its tracks, it certainly helps out with scouting at the damage to the roaches. But actually people have been experimenting more with opening with roaches still on Merry-Go-Round, but then transitioning into Mutilating Bling. So bringing in both.
That's the really confusing and scary part, right? Where it's like you see somebody, a Zerg player, going for like one style the entire game, and suddenly there's this giant switch up, and you're like, well, what do I do with all of the rest of the army that I have right now? Like, what do I do with all these tanks?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely what is supposed to happen too. So far, I haven't seen it, you know, effective too much. But yeah, we have this little healing hut here, and it's not going to be scouted.
I like the name of it, Healing Hut, where the Reaper can basically just go back and safely heal back up. And one drone already getting focus fire down. Oh, actually, did he not? He didn't actually have the minerals to make a gas geyser. That's actually, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe the Reaper did that, because you can gas block with
units that may have been
too. It's kind of like, it looked kind of like both even. Yeah, so anyways, that one drone went down when it really probably should not have. And now Blord is like, oh, okay, you got that bunker up. So, well, this isn't really scary because, well, the bunker's not in range of anything. It is, as we said, the Healy hut. So it's probably not going to get broken, or, I mean, does he really, should he really try and break it? Really? I mean, he is, and he is going to break it here.
Yeah. He's
salvage it.
Exactly, that's the thing. The salvage is going to finish oh, it actually doesn't finish. So that's actually a pretty nice win then. I mean, you waste an extra 75 minerals or so.
Yeah.
50 minerals.
This queen got really low, and you know he still has 40 seconds until he knows he has to leave. You know, before speed finishes. He can certainly dance around and get that. I think. You know, with 2 Reapers, even sacrificing 1 Reaper might still be worth getting that queen. Yeah, I think he really should try. There he goes. Oh, 3rd Reaper does join in. Okay, so now we can definitely get that.
Oh yeah, that queen is dead.
Oh, big lead or big pickoff for Matador here.
Yeah, he's
more drones.
Oh my god, this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Is he actually going to be able to win the game with these 3 Reapers and do that much damage?
I don't know about winning the game, but there's so many things that Blord is missing up on. Now, speed is about to finish, and Matador has overstayed his welcome by about 10 seconds. This is actually a big problem, right? This is the only army that he has, is these 3 Reapers. So this Command Center will finish, luckily for him, before the Lings get over here, but this bunker certainly won't. He'll have to be holed up at his main anyways. So, well, it doesn't really
the Reapers get surrounded.
Yeah, well, they should be. Like, if the Reapers don't die, Blord made a mistake.
Yeah, that's true. But as you were saying, like, it goes back to what you were saying about the Reapers being the only army around. So I think he really wanted to get that back at home and ready to defend. But God, now what does he do? It's not even Hellions out yet.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. He has to absolutely repair the wall, 2 SCVs each. And you know what? He barely sees that that's a barracks forming. If he clicks on that and sees that it's a barracks, he knows it's not a 3rd CC. It's some type of 2-based timing. That's pretty important scouting information that he probably would have gotten anyways, whether or not he had the Reapers, but kind of a misstep, honestly, by Matador to put his racks that far close to the supply depot.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we do have Tech Lab down on the barracks, and getting out actually Marauders is just kind of interesting. Do you think at this point he's just going to try and make some sort of big push out with the Marauders, or what?
Yeah. Well, no, look at you. Good. He's good. He's still a lot of lost mining time on this command center, for sure. It's not even an orbital, obviously.
Yeah, it was halfway done morphing through to an orbital and had to get canceled at that point.
Yeah. Okay, so we got, if this is some type of, nah, it's not. So what this probably is, well, no, he doesn't get a starport either, or that starport is mistimed, I'm not sure. There's a couple of variations of 2-base timings, right? So like a lot more of the popular ones are the Hellbats. Those are kind of like, they're in your arsenal, but only once in every blue moon. There's another version where you get the starport up earlier than this, and you get a Viking to clear out the Overlords, and then you drop with just stim, no combat shields. The starport seems a little too late for that, or maybe not, I still think he's going to push out, though, obviously with earlier medevacs than you would be maybe used to, but then there's earlier mutas than you would be used to, too. So the medevacs won't have that same amount of power that he's looking for. Though, Matador, he was in that base for a very long time with those Reapers, and he saw that the gas was still being mined that entire time. So unless he thought that was a mistake from Blord, then he knows that, the something is going on in Blord's base that he should be aware of.
Yeah, for sure. And this is actually going to be a really scary push out as well, because I think, the Marauders, they add in a little bit extra DPS, especially against things like the Spinecrawler and everything, but with the Mutals popping out, I'm kind of worried. Because if you take a look, there is actually only 2 Marines out on the map right now, and there's no missile turrets down. Is there even an engine? Okay, there are double engineering bays down, but there's no missile turrets yet.
I can't believe Matador, saw the gas. Okay, maybe he thinks that's a mistake, but he had a Hellion out, seeing that there was no third. He should have been well aware that something was going on. I mean, something certainly deserves either like a Hellion, like suicide into the natural, or a scan. I know we don't like to scan as Terrans, but come on, man, something's happening. So now he does scout it with that Hellion, so he'll have time to put up turrets, but now it comes to like picking up add-ons.
Yeah, the nice thing is this isn't exactly like a 3-base Mutalist where there's going to be, like 15, 20 Mutals coming out all of a sudden. It's a 2-base Mutalist play. It's also relatively fast, so there's not going to be so many Mutals that it's just going to be like this overwhelming number. He still has a good chance of defending this, I think.
Yeah, plus heating it at 3rd CC, so his Marine production is a lot faster.
Right.
So kind of like a mix of 2 builds, It's so funny. There are a lot of builds just in StarCraft 2 in general, right? But we always... In TVZ, for some reason, it's always like only one person does something weird, Either the Zerg player goes for the all-in, or the Terran player goes for a 2-base play. Rarely do you see a 2-base Muta versus a 2-base playing Terran. So now we're kind of in an awkward place. Tech Lab is going to die.
He's moving out. He's like getting ready to intercept the Mutalists, but the Mutalists just keep attacking. Yeah. They could actually just kill everything here. Yeah, exactly. They don't need to leave.
Yeah, big mistake here. Also, Matador... not exactly consistent with the SEV production. Of course, losing that time on the natural CC has taken such a toll.
Is he gonna get that? Is he gonna get that? The reactor's burning down. There's no SEVs being pulled.
Repair it! Repair it!
Oh my god! 15 health. There's no SCVs nearby. This is going down.
Wow. When as a Terran player, that reactor is actually a pretty big deal. You most of your build gets like, you're waiting for that reactor to get on that medevac, and then you hope never to bother with it again. But Matador also including a tank in here, that's kind of an odd decision, but since that Tech Lab's been on the factory for so long, I have to imagine that just the style he's going to try and play is rather than Widowmine or Hellbat's tank.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Like, this is so weird to me, because he also just lost all of his, almost all of his Hellions. He has 2 Hellions just left at home, but now he's using the factory to produce more siege tanks. He's still having trouble with the Mutals. This is going to be a really weird thing. To me, this feels like a Wings of Liberty Terran.
kind of.
He's making siege tanks. He's not making Widow Mines. He doesn't have many Hellions, so he can't even throw down an armory and go into Hellbats or something. This really, I don't even know. How does this go from here?
Yeah, I know this is probably gonna come up in chat, and usually it's don't just cancel the upgrade, repair, and come back. Oh boy. Oh man, alright. So
no, there will be no repairing in this game, Zombie.
No, apparently not. No repairing whatsoever, man. Oh, what
Oh
a
my
big
God.
deal.
Oh,
that one not
God.
being here is such a big deal. But this kind of, you know.
The repair, it's coming down, but it's too late, and the SCVs are even dying. Oh man, the Mules don't even take many losses from that.
There is some repairing in this game, but not enough.
A little bit. You have to research repair. Can you imagine that? You have to research repair as an upgrade?
I'm sure there are a lot of non-Terran players that would say that would be totally balanced.
Especially if you get bunker rushed a lot. But double medevac drop coming in. There's already units there, though.
Well, you know, Blord has these mutas scouting as well as doing damage, so he knew that these drops should be on the way eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, they're much later than you usually expect. 15 minutes is not exactly a normal double drop timing, but... so that's why he was prepared. Didn't have quite enough to deal with it, but then leaves his front army just totally barren, and it does get crushed.
And, you know, the medevacs do manage to survive because the Mules were off engaging that main army. There are still a handful of Marines that are just trying to clear up some of this creep over here. But the rest of the Zerg force, I mean, there's actually not that much from either army over here right now. This is a pretty small kind of skirmish, but there's more than enough Zerg to take out all of this Terran.
Yeah, yeah. And Matador not doing so well back at home. His macro has really slipped here. Obviously, his supply is just down in the gutter. And no upgrades, too. Where, you know, he would have had an upgrade lead for sure against Blord. Now, Blord really all has to do is just gear up and attack. He's 100 supply ahead.
Yeah, to be entirely honest, I mean, there's the SCV deficit. The third command center is finished up, but I mean, do you really feel safe taking a third right now? I don't know.
Probably not. I guess this was just a single emergency tank, which is a good idea. We have players like Supernova doing it. It was too late, and, you know, obviously you weren't afraid of the ground army, you were afraid of the fast Mutalisk, so kind of like not oriented towards what the build was from the Zerg player.
Yeah.
And it just gets sniped off, and now the Mutalisk count is kind of insane, up at 25.
It's at the point where they can safely engage 4 or 5 missile turrets and not really worry about it. Marines will chase off these Mutalisk, but this is actually something you never ever see ever. A Zerg player's Mutalisk 2 upgrades ahead of the Marines. What on earth?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this happen.
Like what does this mean?
I don't know. We're gonna call like Marine versus Muta battle so wrong. We're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna get shredded. They're gonna win. We're gonna be like, oh wait.
Can someone do the math on this and figure out what this actually means? Like, how many more shots of a Marine? Like, how many more Marines does it take to kill these Mutalisks now? How much faster do these Marines die to the Mutalisks?
No one ever does this Mutalisk scat. Like, everyone goes, you just like I don't know, like another bunch of Marines, right? There's no specific number. Is he just gonna win with like mutas? Is that his goal right now? I think he realizes he should win the game if he just attacks with his banelings, but it's almost like he's daring himself to win with only mutas.
Well, he's gonna have.
It's apparently gonna work.
Oh my god, he's gonna have his upgrade. Oh my god, he's gonna kill the 1-1 again. Kills one of the engineering bays right before it's about to finish the +1 weapons. The +1 weapons is honestly what he needs against these mules. He needs to shred them.
Peeler should be starting his 2-2 soon as well. Combat shield isn't gonna be finished until not 20 minutes. Oh no, it's not gonna finish. Oh no, it's not gonna finish.
Zombie grub. Blord doesn't need to be starting his 2-2. He needs to be starting like a martini right now. This is celebration time. All right, okay, if Matador comes back from this, he will actually be my biggest hero in the world. Like he's accomplished the unaccomplishable. Maybe if he gets like the luckiest shots off with these Thors or something. But oh my god, there's so many banelings morphing.
Okay, so win the game with only mutas. Now win the game with only banelings, obviously. 37 mutas, 30 banelings, only 13 marines.
Oh, the surround is real. Cute maneuver, picks up the remainder of the units that he can, but to what end? Even the supply depot is kind of lowered over there, and the Thor gets focus fire down. The Mutals are actually so softened up right now, but it's not going to go on any longer. GG gets called.
All right, so that was game number 1. All of these are best of 3s. He didn't know. I do want to address what I wanted to before that whole thing happened. By the way, we're supposed to host after game number 1, so I'll go and do that.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm still a production noob, so
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and fix that overlay.
Oh, you know what you could do? Oh, brute, though. I didn't have the players. We're not in the player chat, so.
Oh yeah.
Just go to my match history though.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot!
No.
I just had match history pulled up. I actually could have just done it straight from the. That should be our plan, right? Every single time you go host the game, and I'll just sit on the score screen and invite and suggest them from there.
Yeah, I think they turned off build or match history though, so I can't.
Oh, got it. That's kind of annoying. All right, well, guys, we'll be jumping into the next game shortly, but currently B-Lord's sitting up 1-0 over Matador. I think B-Lord has had quite a bit of experience in the Copa America of the past, and definitely one of the favorites, I think, to make it through the qualifier, at least looking at this qualifier right now. This is the third qualifier so far, and as Zombie Grub mentioned earlier, there are a good number of names, kind of repeat names that we've seen in Copa America. But I'm kind of interested in some of maybe the ones that we haven't seen as much of. Maybe we can get, this is going to be like the season where they get that breakout performance. They make it through the qualifier and get into the group stages, make some upsets.
Yeah, we actually talked about that Friday, I guess.
Yeah.
And it almost happened. Desro had a surprisingly tough time against a Terran player, but brought it back. So that almost happened. Oh, she could have just.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would love to see that, because, I mean, let's be honest, right? Copa America is actually, the real story behind Copa America is let's get as many South American and a couple of North American players around and see who can beat Major. Like, that's what it's, so,
He was.
You know what, if the tried and true blood that have been giving it a good effort for all these seasons of Copa America haven't been able to, maybe we just need some new blood. Maybe we just need some new crazy Zerg or Terran or Protoss player that just throws in the crazy builds we've never seen before. All right.
Well, what's actually funny about that is is that Major didn't show up.
Yeah. He is basically, like, he hasn't shown up for this qualifier. He still hasn't qualified, right?
Major?
Yeah.
Major didn't show up for this qualifier, but he still qualified for the final.
Right. He's qualified for the finals. He did register for the first qualifier, but I think that he wasn't there or something. So there was like a default win given over to his opponent, which is really cool, guys. Major's finally been defeated in something. I don't think it counts for quite as much, but I guess it was Vicious, Vicius. Could feel good about himself. Beat Major. That's a win.
Because Major didn't wake up, but that's another.
Well, you know everything is a part of the game, Zombie Grub. StarCraft is a binary game. There's wins or losses, no in-betweens.
Okay, so here's what I wanted to check, right? You guys are going to bring it up. Sometimes it's BM, sometimes it's just like really obvious. Matter is not Masters. Kind of not that big of a surprise, really. You could see that he wasn't like bronze either because he had good ideas, but the macro wasn't there. But that is, B-Lord is probably going to get through this tournament. Actually, it was contested for like a top 4, top 8, probably, definitely, maybe top 4. If he's gotten, if he has good opponents, I suppose. So this isn't really. It's not going to be a shocker when B-Lord 2-0s.
Well, Zombie Grub, you say that, but maybe a diamond level player is just what we need to beat Major. Has anyone ever tried it? Have any diamond players beaten or played Major lately?
You know what? They probably did in the last 2 qualifiers.
Oh, that's probably true.
Yeah. I remember, like, I had so many, like, I sometimes had the feeling just because, I was gold, but I had, like, a couple of, like, diamond and masters friends in my clan who would just be like, oh, I could totally beat a pro gamer. I just had a bad day that day.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, yeah, totally. Like, they don't seem that much better. And then you start to get better yourself or watch a lot more StarCraft, and you're like, oh, those guys are so dumb.
Oh, my God.
Of course not. Of course not.
I hope none of the people I'm about to reference are actually in the chat or watching this right now. But like, I actually, so at my old school, like when I went to college, I went to I went to a school and it had a CSL team, a Collegiate Star League team, and it was filled with like a bunch of really awesome players. We had a great Masters team. We actually were pretty good in the CSL. Like we would generally make it to the playoffs and everything. But we had a lot of players who were just like, oh yeah, I played this other like real good pro on like the ladder the other day, and I only barely lost. I was like, I could probably, on a good day, I could probably start beating some pros. And I'm like, oh really? That's awesome, man. Man, I feel so honored to like know you. And now I go back and I like look at the replays that I've seen and I've gotten through like casting. And oh my God, let's go into the map picture. Oh my God, I got so distracted. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump into the game as we spawn up here in the top side of the map. Catalina, top of the red Zerg player, currently up 1-0. It is Blord.
In the middle left, Oz, the blue Terran. It is Matador.
That's actually a really cool clan tag.
Clan?
Well, not the text clan, it's the symbol. Man, I wish my clan tag just said clan on it.
It's so simple. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what it like because this clan tag is MXID.
Well, it's technically a D, I guess.
Yeah, but that's only one part of his clan.
It's
tag.
the most important part.
Oh, the D is the most important.
Maybe the M, X, and I are like proper nouns. So you know how like you don't always include proper nouns, or like you don't always include an and or the and stuff.
Oh, we're getting really grammatical here, man.
Oh, of course, of course.
IDK, bro. IDK.
Names are important, okay?
Not like I'm gonna teach English next year. Oh. Not grammar.
It's okay. If you're teaching English to people, they probably don't know English, so they won't know if you're wrong.
No, that's the worst thing though. Is you teach good enough students, like you know, like advanced students, they'll be like, "Hey, teacher, isn't this wrong?" And you gotta either be like, "Yeah, you're right, it is wrong," or you gotta be like, "No, that's one of the one of the exemptions."
Technically.
We're talking slang here, okay, guys?
It's a good question. You're on a good track, but I mean, you're not quite there.
That's the worst teacher.
Oh my god. Well, Matador is actually. Oh, Matador! Oh, good effort. Good effort. He lost the SCV building the bunker. It got actually trapped trying to walk past the drone.
That is an A for effort right there. I mean, last time, okay, like let's.
You do make a good teacher. That's an A for effort.
Let's remember that last time Matador started off looking like actually a contester for Blord, because those 3 Reapers did like, oh my god, work. Yo, so
yeah.
if they had gotten the same amount of work done here.
Pause. Yeah, I think I was seeing a little bit of lag.
Yeah.
I saw it pop up for a split second. I didn't see who it was. Oh god, I really hope it's not either of us.
No, probably not. It's not to brag.
It's Rifkin.
Oh, Rifkin. No, he's not actually in here. Yeah. But it's usually the other casters.
Yeah.
Calling. I'm totally pointing blame. Just fingers everywhere. Yeah.
But I do want to talk about that really quickly, because we're talking about, you know, Matador, not a Masters League player, not a GM level player, not like this ultra recognized pro gamer. Blord, we've seen him in a lot of Copa Americas. He's like actually made some decent runs. He took a lot of damage to those Reapers. Like, yeah. That actually is something worth considering. Maybe Matador's solution should just be to all in and out micro his opponent, right?
Why didn't you 2-Rax Reaper? That is my question. Not really a build versus Zerg, but sometimes it is.
5-Rax.
Hey.
Maybe if you 5-Rax. Oh, okay. Well,
whoa.
All right. We
point your fingers towards Antarctus.
All right. Well, the Reaper is gonna get out, so I guess no real harm done, I suppose. I think the Reaper should have made its way out, like, regardless.
Yeah, it's Catalina. It's the best Reaper map on the map pool right now. So you should probably get out.
Alright, well, the bunker is gonna get killed off. I guess it was able to deny a little bit of mining over there, theoretically, for a little bit. Not the biggest deal in the world. But behind this, Matador, I'm liking what he's doing, Zombie Grub. He's not throwing down the CC immediately. He's going for the factory. He's putting on aggression. He's throwing down a starport before the command center.
Yeah. Okay, the only play that we really see do this is Rough, honestly.
Matador confirmed Rough.
Confirmed Rough fan, at least.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my god! Double Starport Banshee. Oh, it's actually rough. It's actually rough. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, I just want to say, I talked to like every single Terran GM player that I talked to. I'm like, you know what you should do? You should go 2-port Banshee, because it's never done anymore and nobody will ever expect it, and you have to have such a obscenely specific reaction to it. And look at this. If you take a look at where Blord's overlords are right now, they're not exactly in a good position to scout this out immediately. They're actually pretty far away.
So I thought Blord was going to just hard counter this by going for fast meters again, but he hasn't thrown down extra 3 gases, so I'm not really sure what this earlier layer is for. Because even a Nidus build would you would think would have a second gas. I don't cheese. This is usually where Rifkin comes in and is like, look, Jessica, or he wouldn't say that. Look, Zombie Grub, I totally do this build every single time. You have to get this many gases at this time, right? But he's not here. So he does throw down the 3 gases just a bit later than I thought he would. Maybe it still is going to be Mutalisk. He's not quite to the 200 gas marker yet, though.
Yeah. I'm almost wondering, like, okay, at this point, if you have the lair, you also have, like, you have some gas. Really, you only need, if you need, like, an Overseer, and you need, like, at least a couple of Mutalisks. You don't need a ton of them. You just need a couple, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, could you even react? Yeah, okay. He is throwing down the Spire, so...
So
does
good,
this just win?
It just kind of wins. It's actually a very effective build to do against, for instance, just a normal Banshee, like like an expand into Hellions into Banshee. It's a pretty good build for that too. So the fact that Matador is putting so much into this without really like a follow-up that has, anti-air is a pretty big problem. B-Lord's getting that Baneless. It's almost always for defense. I think I've seen like 1 or 2 players actually make like 6 Banelings to try and catch the Marines off guard, but usually only for defense. I'm surprised that he's actually getting Overlord speed this fast.
He's actually just reacting perfectly to what he's going to be hitting, which is really interesting. Like, I don't know if he's just playing ultra safe or what.
Well,
if he's
I think he did scout that there wasn't a command center.
Yeah.
The Fog of War. What do you call like the Fog of War that's still there, but they scouted it previously?
The Fog of Neutrality.
I don't know, right? I don't know. But it was there. He didn't see a CC, so he might have kind of figured something wrong was happening.
Well, the Banshees are in over here. They're going to be able to kill off the Queens at least. That's actually a nice little win, but he's going to have to make a lot of damage over here. What if he just focused down the Spire? No, there's 7 Mutals on the way.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be enough.
If it was any later of Spire and it's forming, maybe that's actually a good idea. But obviously already finished. So 4 Banshees will go out down with killing 2 Mutas, or 2 Queens, 6 drones. Yeah, good idea to split it up. He didn't continue Banshee production, which is pretty important. He is trying to follow it up. We have a Raven. The only thing he can really build right now is 1 Marine at a time and a couple of Widow Mines. But B-Lord did get the faster Overlord speed, so his Overseers are faster too. That's almost surely to catch those Widow Mines from stopping this build in its tracks. So I still don't feel that great for Matador. Even though he tried.
Well, he's utilizing the fact that he is invested into tech labs on starboards, which is already kind of expensive to do, but he's gotten a Raven out. I don't know, maybe Hunter Seeker Missile on the Mutalisk plus Widow Mines? Like, okay, all things considered, ignoring what Matador has done, B-Lord has invested basically in a 2-base Mutalisk play. That's a hefty investment. It puts you behind in a lot of other ways. So theoretically, this maybe could work if you can deal with the Mutalisk without taking any damage. And look, he's doing damage again with the Banshees.
Surprising, but trying to make the most out of him is pretty good. Mutas do come back, they take care of him. This buys enough time for Matador to maybe get so many turrets up that he's completely covered everywhere, but from Mutas, 12 Mutas can take on 1 turret without repair, which is just about, the amount that's covering every part of Matador's base.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. And also, just like taking a look at the income tab, there's a 3rd expansion now coming down for B-Lord that should be finishing up soon, and it's 28 SCPs to 44 drones. Matador, you're going to have to make some magic happen, but I believe in Matador, Zombie Grub. I believe. Because I too was once a diamond player.
I don't know. Tries the micro right there, doesn't really work out. It does have to leave. There is just enough Marines. No stim, no tech, no additional barracks. Upgrades without stim. What are your thoughts on this one, Trek?
Well, stim is an upgrade, so he's getting upgrades. It's just not quite the upgrades he might need to deal with these Mutalisks. But on the other hand, he also has starports, and they're still on tech labs. He's not actually producing any medevacs, which is also kind of interesting, but I guess he wants to get out he needs as much gas as possible to get out these Widow Mines. And I think he's just hoping to get the money shots off the Hunter Seeker Missile. Oh my god, that was a great hit.
Oh, I didn't even see that coming, but he doesn't kill any. I think he killed 1 Mutalisk, so still not what he needs. And he certainly can't push across the map anymore as all the Marines are dead.
Oh, yeah.
Can't really back up either.
Widow Mines? Widow Mines?
Where's the Overseer?
Oh, did he kill it off. No, there's still 2 overseers out on the map.
He just finished making them. They're coming over now.
Oh my god! He got
Wow! Wow, he's so close to killing so many mutas. Oh,
What am I? Oh!
Wow, okay, so for someone with no Marines, he killed a lot of mutas.
Zombie Grub, you don't have faith in Matador.
I'm sorry. I still kind of don't, but...
I know, right?
But...
He's leading the bull, Zombie Grub. He's leading the bull into the Widowmine shots, into the Hunter Sequel shots.
Yo, that would have been such a cool thing to say, like if it went on for like 40 minutes.
Oh shoot! Were you? I just imagine like you like thought of that one. You were like saving it. And I'm just like, oh, here's an easy joke. I'm just gonna go for it.
Damn it, Fear Dragon! This is gonna go on for so long. No, it wasn't.
Oh man. Well, I want to give a huge shout out to Matador because regardless of like he's Diamond, obviously he's going up in a slightly lesser favored matchup. Like this is gonna be a hard thing for him, but he's putting up a good fight. He's at least giving us some damn good games.
Yeah, and again, it all comes down to like the ideas are they're really smart, but the macro and the follow up isn't quite there.
Yeah. Well, Marine's gonna go down. That's actually the last Marine on the map. Couple more Marauder. Why are you producing Marauders? Matador, no.
That is a question I cannot answer. Needs more missile turrets if he's gonna build more Marauders. That one goes down. Barracks start being targeted. No reactors. He should have 8 Marine or well, yeah, 8 Marines at a time. Yeah. Well,
at this point in Blord, he's producing more mutals, but he's also getting up a 4th expansion, so economically he should be a-okay. He also has 2 overseers, so just sniping the overseers and praying with your hands off the keyboard saying please hit the Widowmines, please hit the Widowmines, please hit the Widowmines. Not exactly going to be the best option anymore. Although, I like the positioning of these 2 Widowmines over here, right by the missile turret.
Yeah. Of course, he has overseers this time, so he's not going to get baited in here.
But it forces the missile turret to finish because the mutals can't get close enough to just pick off the SCV building it very easily. So I kind of like it. It's like what you were saying. It's all the little ideas that he has.
Yeah. Finally starting to get good production. He has surprisingly good upgrades. The 2-2 on the way, and Blord not getting any upgrades whatsoever.
I know, right? It's so funny to think about it. Like last game. Well, actually, okay, he has +1 air weapons on his mutals, which is kind of nice. But you think about like last game, he got to +2 air weapons on his mutals versus the 0-0 Marines. Oh, it was a little bit unfortunate.
At this point, Blord's just... I feel like he knows he can end the game.
I don't know. I think he's a little bit shaken up after losing all those... Like, I would be playing super cautious after, like, knowing that, okay, my opponent's gotten a ton of Widowmines. I need to be careful and not just lose all my mutals, because even though it won't end the game for me, it'll prolong the game even longer, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm sure that of course Blord also is thinking like this is a qualifier. I want to also keep in mind that I don't want to just like tire myself out for the next match. So the longer that you play, like the more frustrating it is for you. So I think he's just trying to take it at like the safest pace possible that he's still gonna just be able to win. I don't know. I guess that's my mentality. I think you probably played in more qualifiers and tournaments than I have though.
I don't know about that. But this isn't like IAM qualifier where it really does last like 8 hours. This usually lasts about like 3 to 4. I don't know. You guys probably don't care about that, but I guess being in so many tournaments to recognize like, okay, there's so many matches, so this is how many hours it's gonna take. That's usually the case, which is why we went splitsies with Rifkin. 2-2. Hey. But yeah, it's not really an endurance test for most players unless unless they really think they're going to get tired that easily. But here comes the final blow. Waiting till he's max might be a little unnecessary, but it certainly will end the game.
Yeah, as all the Zerglings now come in over here, I mean, the Widowmine shots are actually pretty good, but, well, actually, I mean, Matador has an army, so I'm going to give him that. I'm actually just going to enjoy to see how Matador handles this. Handles it okay.
Yeah. Hitting right before 2-2. Damn. Dang, that really would have changed everything up. Now, the entire army of Matador is gone. He's literally fighting with SCVs. It's going to be a game over, and Blord will go on to face... Well, I don't think the other match has ended yet.
Yeah, it's still probably going on. But some really, really awesome games, once again, from Matador. A huge shout-out to him, and honestly, I'm a big believer in participating in, like, tournaments and stuff, regardless of what league you are. So,
yeah, being
Diamond, like, doesn't matter. You get some awesome experience. You get to play against great players like Blord.
Agreed.